Hey folks, Crazy Cajun here. Today I am making one of my longtime favorites that I haven't had in many years, just because I didn't know I could get it locally. And I found a little place yesterday and I'm like, I'm heading there, I'm getting it, and I'm cooking it today. I'm making some Paneed veal cutlets. To put it simple, breaded veal cutlet. If you come and look, it's just these thin pieces of veal and breaded up and fried. It's delicious. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fry it in a little vegetable oil, and I'm gonna put my pan on like a number 5, between a 4 and 6, and I'm gonna put, it's gonna be a shallow fry. So I know it seems like a lot, but it is really a shallow fry. And I'm gonna have my oil preheating while I'm getting this breaded up. So in this bowl, I put a little milk and I put 2 eggs that I'm gonna whisk. Had I had some dry mustard, I would have put that in here also. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bathe these veal cutlets in this egg wash and milk bath. And then I'm gonna bread it with some Italian breadcrumbs. And then when that whole oil is just where I need it to be, we're gonna do us a shallow fry. So let's get some breadcrumbs in here. I knew I'd be running out, so that's why I have another one ready to go. And I like the Italian because it gives it more flavor. You can kind of see all those different flavors in there with the parsley and whatever flavors. I think that should be enough. Okay, got that mixed up. So I'm simply gonna put this in here, and I'm gonna let them soak in here for a little bit. And I think I'll probably do half. I took 5 steaks, cut them in half to get 10 cutlets. I think this is perfect, and it's a thin cut meat, and believe you me, if you ever make this, you will want to make it again. Okay, as these cutlets have been soaking in this milk and egg bath, I've been having the vegetable oil heating up. And a good way to test to see if your oil's ready, just wet your fingers, throw some drops in here. Hear that sizzle? Now you know your oil is ready to go. So, we just got to get this breaded up. Let's see. Let me grab my fork. I was maybe going to shake it, but maybe I'll just do one at a time and see. Let's see, get this breaded. So you want to coat it real good because that's where your main flavor is. So I think I'm just going to coat it around a couple of times. Now you can put the top on and shake it if that's what you so choose. And I may do that, I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with my old school method of grabbing and mixing. And I'll get 4 breaded up, and we'll put them in the pan together so you can listen at that wonderful sound and see how it goes. Because you don't, I've recently found a tip that if you overcrowd your pan, it lowers the temperature in your oil. So you don't want to overcrowd it because you've got it to the temp you want it when you hear that sizzle. So I'm going to do maybe 4 since I have 10. So we're halfway there, people. Anyway, my mother used to make this when I was growing up, and I loved it so much. I was telling my husband about another dish that I need to try and find some round steak and cook that. And if I can find that, that'll be another good dish coming your way. But for now, you will enjoy these breaded veal cutlets. Of course, you won't get to enjoy it like I will, because you're only getting to watch it. But if you follow the steps and you go get it and you cook it, then you'll enjoy it the way I am. Because this is so good, and believe it or not, it's really tender. All right, so we have 4 of them breaded up. And now we're gonna go ahead, come on over here, and just be careful. All right. Put them in our pan. I think I'm just going to put 3 because I don't want to overcrowd my pan. So you hear it sizzling. And we're just going to leave it fry until it gets good and brown around the edges. And when it does, then we'll flip it and let it cook some more. Come on in. I want you to see when you know it's ready to flip. For one, you see all that fat coming through. And then you can kind of see it's brown on that one side. And look, and now it's time to flip. So we're going to let that flip and cook on this side. And then what we'll do is, once that's ready, we'll take it out, put it here, and while it's still hot, even though I don't usually cook with salt, sometimes you need it. While it's still hot, I'll sprinkle some salt on it on both sides for a delicious food experience. So I did a little test and decided to set a 2-minute timer after I flip. Now these have been cooking for 2 minutes, and oh yeah. That looks good. And if you notice, there's paper on the plate because I want to get some of that grease up. Let's let that sit. Once I've taken them all out and salted them all, then I'll go ahead and flip them and salt the other side. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? So that would be a good gauge for you once you've flipped them, because sometimes they stick, as in that case. But it's okay if it sticks sometimes. Most of the breading's there, so let's get those. And we're getting close to wrapping things up. These are the last 3 to go in the pan. Another thing I've done, and I've never done this before, is another little test. I double battered these. I had them in the milk egg bath, the breadcrumbs, let them sit, and repeated. So these are double battered. And I want to just kind of do a little test to see how these come out and compare to the single battered. But as you can tell, they're coming out really good. So we'll get these flipped and get them salted on the other side. Look at these. Oh my gosh, is that not delicious looking? Put a little salt. And to pair it, I think what I'm going to do, I bought a can of yams, and I'm going to make candied yams. So I'm going to pair that with that, and I'm going to make some fresh asparagus. And I think that would be a good complete meal. However, you pair it with whatever you want if you choose to make this. But I think you should give it a try because it is delicious. You will be pleased. Okay, I just finished frying all these. And these 3, as you can see, they look a little different. They look more scrumptious. It's because those are the 3 that I double battered. And I think going forward, that's going to be a regular process. Egg and milk wash, maybe not dry mustard. Depends if I have it. This time I didn't. Italian breadcrumbs, let it sit, and then repeat. Egg and milk wash, Italian breadcrumbs, and then to the fryer. So, one more look. Look how delicious. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to eat these. Anyway, as always, more to come. See you soon.